Hi, my name is Connor, and apparently I make two-part YouTube videos.
Hey guys, it's Connor, and welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to do a 30 movie challenge.
Part 2!
So number 16 was the last movie I saw in theaters, and that was Colossal. It was like an indie film with Anne Hathaway in it, which Anne Hathaway was great in it, I thought. It was a super creative idea, but the one thing is I saw that like 2 months ago, which really shows that I have not been to a theater in so long, which is really sad because I work in a theater. I need to see more movies in theaters because it gives you a special atmosphere and perspective on films that like you can't get while watching by yourself on a computer. I think theaters are really important, and I think they should be used a lot more. Number 17 is the best movie I saw during the last year. I saw so many movies in the last year that were so amazing, but I'm just gonna say No Country for Old Men is one of the best that I've seen in the last year. It's directed by the Coen brothers again, who did The Big Lebowski that I love so much. But they have a great take on a gritty movie. They give a great cast, great performances, great story. I just thought the whole movie was really well written and acted. Number 18 was a movie that disappointed me the most. I'd have to say Percy Jackson for that one. I read and loved the books, and I thought the movie was absolutely garbage. And I'm not just saying that because it didn't follow the books at all. Not only did it not follow the books at all, it didn't make any sense. It was just terrible. The acting, the story, everything was terrible. It took a terrible take on everything. The visual effects were even bad too. I would not recommend this movie to anybody. So number 19, it was really hard to pick, but my favorite actor would have to be Jake Gyllenhaal. I love Kevin Spacey, and I love Tom Hanks, and I love all these different guys, but I'd have to say Jake Gyllenhaal really just has something that I really connect with a lot. In films like Donnie Darko, Nightcrawler, Zodiac, Source Code, and his probably newest one, which is Nocturnal Animals. I really enjoyed him in all these, and I think he adds like a character that isn't played by many people, and he has a really good take on that. He plays a similar character in basically all the movies, but I just really enjoy him, and I think he's really good at what he does. So my favorite actress would have to be Amy Adams. I don't really have a favorite actress or actor or movie or anything like that, but if I had to pick, I'd say Amy Adams. Amy Adams was great in American Hustle, Nocturnal Animals like Jake Gyllenhaal, Arrival, and Catch Me If You Can. She just brings a certain comfort, and her voice and characters that she plays are really relatable, I think, and she plays similar to Jake Gyllenhaal, a similar character in a lot of movies, but she plays it really well, and I think she is just very good at what she does. So number 21 is the most overrated movie, and I'd have to say Sweetback's Badass Song is the most overrated movie to me. So I watched this in one of my film classes, and I was so surprised at how much I did not like it. Basically, it has shaky camera movement, terrible story, terrible acting, terrible directing. Everything about it is just so bad. It takes away from the message that it's trying to give, which is super important, and it's talking about black oppression and police brutality, but it's completely overshadowed by the terrible directing and story and camera movement, and everything in it is just so bad. I just thought that it's an important movie for what it is, but I just think that it was very overrated for what it was. I think that it could have been much better made, much better handled, and I think that it's an important movie, but there are movies that are better than it that share the same message that I think that it overshadows in a bad way. I just want to say for that one, I do respect the art style, just personally it was not for me, and I thought that it took away too far from the message. Alright, so number 2 is the most underrated movie that I've seen, and I would say that is Brick. and that's because you probably haven't heard of it, and that's a shame because it has Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and it's directed by Rian Johnson, who did Looper and is gonna do 2 of the Star Wars movies, so definitely look out for him. But Brick is an amazing movie that has a great soundtrack, a great cast with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and a great story. I thought it was a great high school movie and has like an interesting plot and interesting characters. But I would definitely recommend this movie, and I think it's very underrated. Rian Johnson is a great writer, and I think that it really shows in this movie especially. Hey guys, it's Connor from The Next Day. I realized that I completely forgot to put a number 23 in, so here it is. So my favorite character from any movie would be Travis Bickle, who is played by Robert De Niro in Taxi Driver. So I wanted to talk about Taxi Driver anyway because it is directed by Martin Scorsese, one of my favorite directors as well. He did The Departed, Goodfellas, The Aviator, Hugo. Martin Scorsese is an amazing director. He has an amazing style, and Taxi Driver is one of my favorite films from him other than Departed. Robert De Niro is amazing in this one. And I think that the character that Robert De Niro plays goes through such a transformation, and you see so much character development, and just the entire movie is so cool, and the concept behind it is so interesting. I would recommend this for anybody that's looking into psychology of people, and also looking for like a crazy cool Robert De Niro movie. But yeah, back to the regular stuff. My favorite documentary would have to be Jaco. So it's a documentary about Jaco Pastorius, who was a bassist, and I think this is an extremely important movie for people that are musicians and people that want to learn more about the bass. I think it's a great watch, and it's really interesting to hear about someone else's life, especially someone that had so much talent and a whole life story. And if you're interested in music, or if you're a musician or a bassist, I would definitely recommend this film. It's still on Netflix probably, so definitely go check it out if you're interested in that sort of thing. Number 25 is a movie that nobody would expect me to love. I don't really understand what this sort of means, but I'm just gonna go with Trainspotting. It's a movie about drugs and heroin especially, and I just thought it was a really, really good movie. It has an amazing cast and amazing story, and I think that it really knows when to have fun and be serious. It's also, I think, a really good movie to show you the effects of drugs and a different side to heroin, and I think that the characters in this movie are really good. You can connect with them a lot, and yeah, it's just a really great movie. I don't think people would really expect me to love such like a hardcore drug movie, but I think it's just really good. So number 26 is a movie that is a guilty pleasure of mine. So I chose Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is another movie that makes me really happy. I don't really know why exactly, but Matthew Broderick does an amazing job in this movie. It's just a fun movie that I think that anybody can enjoy. It's really funny. And yeah, it's just a simple movie that has a lot of fun. It kind of says go out and do whatever you want to do, live in the moment, and basically you only live once, so why not do things that you want to do now. So number 29 is my favorite classic movie, and that's Pulp Fiction. I was talking with my friends earlier about what makes a classic movie, and we kind of came to the conclusion that it's like a must-see movie that has a huge impact on film. And so I think Quentin Tarantino, one of my favorite directors, one of his best films in my opinion. I know it's really cliche to love Pulp Fiction, but I'm so glad I saw it later in my life because it really made me understand that you can do anything in film. You can have whatever plot you want, you can have whatever characters you want. This movie just ties everything together so well, and it's really funny, really interesting, and I think just overall really must-watch movie. Number 28 is a movie with the best soundtrack, and I'm gonna have to go with The Graduate for this one. It's kind of hard for me to think of movies with great soundtracks because that's not exactly what I'm looking for in movies, but I'm gonna have to go with this one because Simon and Garfunkel, I don't need to say much more. Simon and Garfunkel basically wrote a soundtrack for this and made some of their best hits on this. and The Graduate is a great movie overall, and I think the soundtrack that really works. 29 is a movie that changed my opinion about something, so I'm gonna go with Fight Club with this. Another David Fincher film. It's similar to Pulp Fiction for me in the way that like it made me really want to make films and make them the way that I wanted to make them. It told me that I can write a story any way that I wanted to, and there's no limits to the possible imagination that I can put in something. So Fight Club is an amazing film. I would recommend it to anyone. So number 30 was supposed to be my least favorite film, but I don't really have a least favorite film. I think all films kind of have a time and a place, and I don't know if it's best to say bad things about people's art and then their interpretation. Obviously, I talked about my most overrated film, but I still appreciate what it tried to do, and I appreciate the art. But instead of giving a least favorite film, I wanted to give a recommendation of a film. So I wanted to do Manchester by the Sea. It just came out, and I think it has an amazing cast, an amazing story. It's super emotional, and I think it's a must-watch for a 2016 movie. But yeah, those are the movies that I really enjoyed. Obviously, I could have picked so many other movies for all these categories, but these were the ones that really stood out to me as great films. I would recommend basically any of these films to anybody that wants to study filmmaking or just in general wants to have a good time. I mean, some of these obviously not the best time, but you know what I mean. They're just great films, and I would recommend them to anybody. These are films that made me want to become a filmmaker. These are films that got me through childhood and tough times, and inspired me in so many different ways. But yeah, these were the 30 films that I picked. Go ahead and do this challenge if you're interested at all in filmmaking. I love to see other people's interpretations of these 30 categories. I'll leave all the things in the description and my choices for all these different categories. But yeah, definitely check these out. Have a good one, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching again.